So, I think I may have made some mistakes, y'all. I'm very uncomfortable bringing this up. I kind of feel like the more I bring it up, it's kind of bad at the same time, but it's kind of good because it helps me get it out of my system. So uncomfortable that even as household 6 takes her nap, before she actually fell asleep, I asked her if I could close her door, and I have my room door closed so I could talk about this and feel like, I don't know, just like I could just get it out there and not worry about somebody like listening to me as I'm actually talking about it. It's really weird, man. So got back from Romania probably like 3 weeks ago, something like that, almost 3 weeks. And this whole time I've been feeling this weirdness, this craziness. Everything that we were doing in Romania, I thought for the most part, everything was going good. Just up until a few days before we left, I noticed that once we got done with our main mission and we started to get back and reset and clean all our vehicles and all this other stuff, I started feeling some very negative vibes, like a negative energy. I could tell a lot of my soldiers and my NCOs weren't acting the same way towards me, and it just felt different. So I decided to grab all my squad leaders together and ask them, hey, what's going on? I feel this negative energy, and I don't work well under negative energy. Like when I feel like something negative is going on, I just don't. What's going on? None of my squad leaders really had much to tell me. They either didn't want to tell me, or they really had no idea what I was talking about. I don't know. It was weird, man. And I can't remember if while I was there, people actually started telling me, because I don't think I really started asking anybody other than my squad leaders until we got back to the States. But I do remember once we got back from our main mission, started conducting our reset stuff, washing all the vehicles, doing our layouts and make sure we had everything, all of our equipment that we were supposed to have. We also conducted an after action review about the whole mission. I think our whole time while we were there, leaving the States to get out there. Once we got there, starting everything up, doing our actual mission, coming back and resetting from the mission. While we're conducting our after action review, our AAR, I have one soldier next to me, and I'm having her put down everything on her phone, and I'm explaining to her what she needs to put, like how to word it, I guess, basically, because she didn't really know how to put the stuff down there. And I remember during the AAR, which I know this is a thing, the AAR is supposed to be one of those things where you just listen to, whatever the soldiers say as far as anything that they feel like can be changed for the better, anything that we need to keep doing, stuff like that. And I remember as we're conducting the AAR, my platoon leader is basically spearheading this thing. And as soldiers are saying things, he has something to come back with sometimes. Hey, the soldier will say, hey, I remember this happened, blah, 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 blah. Maybe this would have been like this. And then the LT will be like, hey, blah, blah. I don't know. He had something to say. There were certain things that were directed towards me during the AAR. And I kind of was, since my LT was doing it, I was doing it too. And I know one mistake that I did make, y'all, was not stopping my LT and saying, hey, LT, just let them talk and let them get their stuff out. We can talk about later what we want to do to fix things or whatever the case may be, but I didn't. I let him do it. Since he was doing it, I also did it when certain things were directed towards me, except for when I was doing it, all I was doing was giving people my reasons behind why I was doing certain things. I was never telling them, we did this because, I don't know, you guys, and didn't direct something back towards the soldiers and tell them, oh, well, this, y'all saying that this is messed up, but you got to realize this is messed up because you guys did this, or whatever the case was. I was just explaining my purpose for doing certain things. For instance, while we were out there, and when we got to our specific place to conduct our main mission, we had it was like a trailer. It was like a connex, a container that was made into I think 4 or 6 shower stalls in each of them. There was also a huge water truck next to us. And then also in the back of our showers, there's a reservoir, probably, I don't know how big the box was, but it was, I don't know, maybe about this big. The box was about this big. And in the back of the reservoir, the water was filling up, and it was going to start overflowing after a while. So I knew this. I foreseen all this stuff coming. Okay, I got to make sure. And then also, my first sergeant had gave us guidance like, hey, the shower should probably be timed and stuff like that. Make sure, everything's equal, all this stuff, whatever the case may be. So I timed the showers. I told the soldiers, look, I'll give y'all 10 minutes apiece when y'all get in the showers. And, when you get in the shower, make sure we're going to conserve the water, because we don't know how much water is in this tank. We don't know when they're going to come refill the water. I don't know when they're going to come and drain these reservoirs. These were all reasons for, good reasons for why I decided, like, I'm going to time the showers the way that I timed them. The soldiers didn't like that at all, and I guess they kind of thought that I was micromanaging or something like that. But during the AAR, when they were explaining what they felt about the showers, I was telling them, well, I did this because this. That's it, So that's one mistake that I made while we were out there. And dealing with this AAR, our after action review, I was told at some point that I didn't take the AAR seriously, which I did. So that's one thing that got me. I think I made a mistake with that. Initially, I felt like I lost a lot of respect from soldiers and my NCOs. I heard NCOs saying that I wasn't really sticking up for them and sticking up for the soldiers. This is one thing that happened. So while we were out there, we worked for probably a good 27, 28 days nonstop. We didn't get not one day that, to sit down and relax and chill. When we were told that when we got out there, we were told that we was going to have some time to go see the city, which we did. We did get our time to see, as y'all know, my last video, which I'm going to put a little bit of it right here so y'all can see, right? My last video, we actually got to go out and see the city and, get in our civilian clothes and go enjoy the sights and stuff like that. We got our time to do that, but it wasn't until like our last 3 days that we were there that we got to do that. So the soldiers, I think, were upset because I wasn't fighting for them to have days off. There's also another reason behind that comes from our higher echelon leaders that was in charge of us. It wasn't all me. Even my first sergeant and commander, there was no way for them to really get to fight that either. So, but they felt like I made that mistake by not fighting for them for their day off, or days off. I know there was words of me micromanaging while we were out there. I have my reasons, man. I have my reasons, and I normally would not step on my platoon, my squad leader's toes. But if I say that we need to be at the motor pool at a certain time, and my squad leaders aren't there, I'm gonna hold a whole formation, and then I'm gonna put E5s in charge of getting accountability for everyone. And then it pisses me off when I see soldiers and non-commissioned officers that are late to the formation, and they're not even moving with their purpose and trying to make their way over to the formation quickly. You understand what I'm saying? So there's all reasons to why I did things the way that I did. What else was there? I can't remember a lot of the things that they said, just because these last 3 weeks have kind of been a blur to me, man. And another mistake that I know that I did, somebody also pointed out. So while we were in the middle of the mission, I felt like it was a time that we weren't really doing anything, but we were still out there in front of the other armies from the other countries, and I think they were still doing things. We weren't necessarily doing anything at the time, so I took it upon myself to ask one of the NCOs who I know who cuts hair, because we'd been out in the field and I hadn't had my hair cut in a while. And I asked him, I said, hey, you got your stuff? Can you cut hair? Like, he was already ready to cut my hair, cut people's hair and stuff like that, because he already had all his stuff away from our sleeping area down there at our bridge building site. I asked him to cut my hair. Now, my mistake was getting my hair cut in front of everybody, in front of the trucks, in front of our line of trucks that everybody could see, instead of going back to the rear of the trucks and doing it in a little bit of privacy. It was really unprofessional. And there was a situation that happened. My LT was even getting his hair cut at the time. There was a situation that happened. He had to get up and go run and rush over to a soldier. And while he did that, like, his hair was halfway cut. That one was a really bad look, and I agree. That was very unprofessional of both of us. So, I'm not trying to deny anything at all. uh, there's a lot of stories, man. There's a lot of stories, and I think I'm gonna take some time to get into them and tell y'all about a lot of these little stories, right? So this is the main story, but I'm gonna have these little side stories and get into details of certain things so I can explain it to y'all better. But yeah, there was a lot of things that happened, and I can see where it would bring up a lot of negative vibes and stuff like that from the other NCOs and from the other soldiers. Now, my thing is, I don't understand why people didn't tell me this right away. You know, I don't know. It's like they waited for this all. They waited for it and waited for it, and they let it all build up instead of addressing it right away, like I normally would do. I would normally address something right away, and I'm very big. Even when I was a drill sergeant, there's another thing about me still being in the drill sergeant mentality. I've always told trainees and always told soldiers in general, especially after being a drill sergeant, that if somebody pisses you off or if they do something that you feel like isn't right, you need to tell them. Because if you don't tell them, how do they know that they need to fix it? If they don't think it's wrong, if they don't think they treated somebody wrong, how can they change if they don't know that somebody felt like they did do the wrong thing or treat somebody wrong? So for me, it's very important to communicate that out. Very important to communicate that out. But that was another thing that happened. So in general, what I would like to say is another mistake that I made, and I think this is the main one out of everything. I made a video almost 3 months ago talking about soldier standards and emotions. And what happened with me is I definitely let my emotions get the best of me. And I explained this to the soldiers. This may be another mistake that I did. I actually told all the soldiers in my whole freaking platoon that was there that day that I may have made a mistake, and that this is where I made my mistake, by telling them that I normally see myself. There's little connections that I have with almost every soldier. There's little things that I see. Some of them I don't have a connection with, but a lot of the soldiers, majority of my soldiers, there's something that I'm connected to with them, and it makes me, I don't know, it's just a connection that I have with them. And I think that to me in general, I probably need to, get thicker skin, which we've talked about this before. I'm not an emotional kind of guy, but I'm sensitive. So, but this has come out plenty of times before. I'm a different kind of NCO. I might be the softer kind of guy, but I told my soldiers that I have connections with a lot of the soldiers, and I think that me taking those connections to heart is actually part of my mistake, because once they start saying things about me, whether they don't like that I did this or whatever the case may be, they start really expressing their opinions about me. It makes me feel a certain kind of way. You understand what I'm saying? That's part of my mistake. I need to make sure whatever connection I feel like I have with any soldier, to keep it strictly professional and not try to think, oh, we're cool. This, I could see this guy and I can go out and have beers with him and stuff like that. I probably should just push that stuff aside, because I've heard it before in my career that sometimes your soldiers will freaking throw you under the bus. You're their leader, they'll throw you under the bus. I don't know, maybe you might do something to look out for them or something like that, and they may end up telling somebody that you did something to look out for them, and it might not go well in your favor. So I don't know, man. It's been on my mind. It's been heavy on my heart. And this is part of the reason why I haven't been doing any videos since I've been back. My focus and motivation. I know I'm real big on staying focused and motivated, man. Y'all know how it is. But I don't know, man. My focus is off. My motivation, as far as my motivation, I just keep moving. I just don't stop. Whatever, find something to do and I keep doing it. So my motivation doesn't stop. Now, my reason for that, I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, I don't know what to focus on at this point, man. And I need to freaking figure it out, because as a platoon sergeant, for me, to be in a situation like this where I feel like my NCOs don't trust me, and I don't know what to do about it, or I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around my soldiers and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think that's the right look. Maybe revising my strategy and my leadership tactics is probably something I need to do. But I don't know, to to show my weakness is not the right thing, man. And I've told my squad leaders, like, I'm hurting right now. I'm hurting because I don't know what the hell's going on in my freaking platoon. I don't know what I did. No one told me exactly what I did. I have to go and pull people to the side and ask them, like, hey, what the hell's going on? You know, I asked one soldier what's going on, and that, Sergeant, I don't know. I don't really want to, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to know. I'm like, okay. I know. So at that point, I know something's going on. But if people don't tell me, if no one tells me what they think needs to be fixed, I can't freaking fix it because I don't see it from their point of view. I don't see it. You know, all I know is that things are different and it's a negative energy, and I don't like it, and I can't operate in negativity like that. I can't be that positive, happy-go-lucky guy that I normally am, so I don't know, but I figured I'd get up here and vent it out to y'all, let y'all know what's going on. I haven't dropped a video in I don't know, I think my last one was 12 days ago before the vlog one. I don't know, I figure I'm gonna try to get back on my A game and just step it up, and I got a lot of different stories, a lot of different things I want to tell y'all, not to mention the actual footage that I got of us training and the different meals and stuff that I was eating while I was there. So I got some stuff to show y'all, and I got some things to tell y'all. So I just figured I'd get up here and let y'all know what's going on, man. Not feeling very good right now, but I'm still gonna keep it moving, still staying motivated, trying to find my focus, and we're gonna knock it out like that, man. I hope y'all have a great 4th of July. I hope y'all stay focused and motivated. And I don't know, any comments, anything y'all want to say in the freaking comment section, I read all the comments, all that good stuff. I'm just keep moving like that, man. SFAM, stand up, salute, stay focused and motivated. Get motivated up in this jank one time. I'm gonna holler at y'all deuces. Love y'all to death. And I'm out. Yeah.